What's up, YouTubers? This is me as usual, Blaziken1110, here to bring you some happy news. It's actually the news broke about, I want to say, like 14 hours ago now, somewhere like around that time frame. 4.0 pictures. I already made a video, but I made it early in the morning, and I couldn't really talk about the sets because I had stuff to do. But now that I'm back, settling in, I can, give my opinions on each one of them and, address some of the things going on YouTube and Eurobricks and blah, 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 blah. So, to start off, these pictures, they're not like 4.0 as people thought they may be. They're just their names. So, Ferno, Breeze, Surge, Evo, and Rocka. No suffix or prefix to any of them, just their names, which is kind of weird, but I don't mind it. I don't want to say original because it's not really that original, but it's better than going 4.0 because they did that twice. They didn't need to do it a third time. The theme itself, it can basically be summed up in that villains who were jailed are apparently organizing a mass breakout, hence the name, Breakout, with the subtitle Catch 'em and Cuff 'em, which means the heroes, they've been outfitted with a bunch of gadgets and weapons and equipment to reapprehend the villains, along with an amazing new handcuff piece, which I'll get to later. So that's the theme. In a couple pictures, it looks like Makuhiro City is under siege and is being attacked, or maybe that's just searchlights. I don't really know. Starting off, you treated to an epic win poster of Breakout with Black Phantom up at the top, breaking out of a Hero Factory symbol, which is a nice design for the poster. And you have Rocka out in front with the other heroes kind of in the back. And then there's 200 game points, which apparently means there's going to be a new game where if you buy each set, you're awarded points, which you can use to spend on the game, or just to rack up and score. It'll probably be on an online leaderboard where people try and compete, which is kind of stupid, but people will do it. And if it unlocks something cool, then I'll be for it. But not if it's like you buy a set and you get points, and to get more points to beat other people, you have to buy more sets. If it was like that, that'd be stupid. If there's something more to it than that, I'll probably enjoy it. As far as the sets go, I'll review each of them from left to right order. So I'll start off with Breeze. Probably my favorite incarnation of Breeze. Immediately noting that they brought back her 1.0 helmet, which is epic. I prefer that helmet to any of, well, the only other thing she's ever had, which was the visor piece, which didn't suit her at all. But ironically, people hated that, but it was actually my favorite visor piece for the 2.0s. I just didn't think it fit Breeze. So yeah, the helmet's back. Striking me immediately was that she looks like a lime green Samus Aran from Metroid, which is awesome. People hate the big bulky shoulder pads because they make her look even more masculine, but I think it works. They took the design effort to give her the 1.0 shoes, which look a bit more feminine, which is pretty cool. It shows they're actually listening, if you know what I mean. They're taking fan criticism into account and improving as such. I don't get the random white, and I don't get the white hero cores. That's stupid, which brings me to my next point. Gone are the cool hero chest plates over the Under Armour. Now we just have one new piece with a pattern for each hero, which is probably going to be a sticker with a hero core on top. It's a brand new hero core, and it looks really weird. Not bad, just, weird, and I hope you are still able to attach the old Hero Factory upper torsos onto these parts, so you can continue to use them that way if you want, with like their old colors, because this is especially bad on Evo, but I'll get to that later. Overall, Breeze looks pretty cool. She has jets on the bottom of her feet, probably for flying around, try and apprehend Thornax, and she has this cool double-bladed blade and a Thornax launcher, which is actually a new type of Thornax launcher. It has the Thornax recolored in red, the bottom half, but then on the top half, you have a brand new piece, which works with the Thornax launcher to create kind of like a new visual appearance. And, to give some uniqueness to the tried and true launchers of yesteryear. So overall, I really like Breeze. People are hating on her the most, which is no surprise. People hate every version of Breeze for whatever reason. I think this one they finally nailed it, and I really like where they are going, and I can't wait to see it finalized. So onwards to Furno. He needs to go die already and get out of this line. He's been in more than enough sets, and this isn't any improvement. This is probably my second least favorite version of Furno, right above his 2.0 version, because nothing's worse than that. He has a awesome flame motif on his chest with 2 obnoxious turbines and 2 obnoxious tubes that go over his chest and probably ruin posability. He has a awesome shooter with a kind of javelin spear on top and a cluttered mess on his left arm, which has the paw piece from the 30.0s and a villain core-esque thing. And then white on the upper legs. Just like Breeze, I have a feeling that's probably a placeholder for like name badges or whatnot, but I guess we'll see in January. He is like really uninteresting, but he has the 1.0 head too, which is good. But I mean, overall, there's nothing special about him, and it's another version of Furno, which you love him or you hate him. That's what it seems to be. Then you have Rocka, who is easily my favorite hero out of all of them. He is very, very impressive, if you know what I mean. He has a good stance about him. He strikes me as being the leader of the whole line, even though that's probably going to be Furno. He probably takes over for Stormer, hence him not being in the line. Rocka has his awesome movable crossbow, which has a launcher too. And yeah, his helmet, which is brand new and molded to fit Glatorian heads, looks epic. It looks really steampunk-esque, I think. I love the like telescope on the right eye. And he has this ammo clip belt, which is used in Iron Man, and it has multiple different spears, and it hooks around his back, and I think that's really cool and inventive. Then there's the handcuff piece, and the rest is normal Rocka, honestly. It's just still no new gold armor pieces. And he has a really weird lower leg design, which I don't really like too much. But other than that, he's by far my favorite, just because of the stance he gives off. Looks really nice. Surge is back too, and he's really weird. He has an amazing recolored weapon. The shooter, the handcuffs. Increased presence of lime green for some reason, because they got rid of that on his chest, so I guess they felt they needed to overcompensate by giving him a green hand, green limbs, green armor, green upper legs. Too much green. Surge 2.0 didn't have that much green. Green was only like a highlight. It's like saying just give Evo like a bunch of purple armor, even though I wouldn't mind that. It's just kind of weird. It's, the hero cores and the heads were there for a reason. It's to kind of provide an aesthetic shake-up, if you know what I mean. The heads were there to glow in the dark, not glow in the dark, to glow and give the impression of eyes. And the hero cores were there to match up with their different colors. They didn't. Lime green was never like a secondary color of his. If anything, it was white. So I don't really like that, and I think it misses the visual consistency up a bit. But hey, who knows? I may grow to like it, or I may change it. Who knows? These are prelims, so. And the final hero out of all of them, Evo. People were hoping to see him make a triumphant return, and I think he does. Noticeably missing his trademark purple, which disappoints me. He's probably the most bland. There's not really much special about him, other than he has an awesome bulky right arm, which looks really nice, and I like the design of the legs. There are some good recolors on the feet there, and the design just looks good in general. So that's all for the heroes. Overall, they're pretty inventive. They shake up the formula in new ways, and it seems like they're being hated on, which is no real surprise. I kind of figured that would happen, because they try to do something different, and people don't like change, for lack of a better word. And there are some really weird design things, like the white armor and the white hero cores and the 1.0 heads, which is probably going to turn some people off, but I think a lot of it may be changed in the final version. And I think they're trying to harken back to the old 1.0 sets, because they're going back to Bionicle compatible heads, which I'm sure people will love, and they're trying to go back to the roots of it all. And I forgot to say, with Evo, I absolutely love the head. I think it looks like Dekar's head from Bionicle. I love how it's just like his 2.0 head, but remolded into a mask and one piece. And they tried hard to make it accurate, and I think it paid off. So then the villains. Right off the bat, I met with this atrocity, Black Phantom. I just gotta say, after Witch Doctor, this is a bit of a letdown. Not even a bit. This is a lot of a letdown. He is Fire Lord plus Rocka XL with all of the negatives from both of those sets and none of the positives. So no gold, no cool wrist-mounted weapon, no good-looking horns. Instead, you're met with some freakish combination of the two with a bad and boring color scheme, random appendages sticking out everywhere, and horribly skinny upper legs, which should be expected by now, but it doesn't make it any less good. I mean, any less bad. Then you have his launcher, which has a cool mini Visorak thing, which is what it looks like to me, mounted on the top. It's actually Thornrax's head recolored silver, which is nice. So this is Black Phantom's a huge disappointment. If he costs $20 or $25, I probably won't even pick him up. It's not worth it. There's not even many good recolors in here. In fact, I only count the legs and maybe the bottom part of his staff thing as recolors. So that doesn't justify such a high price tag. But then you have Thornrax, and he's just great. Whether that's teal he has or a new color, either way it looks nice, and a new color is always good. Bringing back an old color is always good, so they can't go wrong either way. And he's meant to represent a bee, I think. I think that's what they were trying to go for here. And it looks really nice. The Gorast wings look great. The Stinger tail looks great, and you can see Breeze in the background flying after him. So that's where she's matched up with. So I think that he is my favorite of the villains. Well, the minor villains, at least. No, he is my favorite out of the entire villains, because I almost forgot how bad Black Phantom was for a second. He doesn't even rank up there. So then you're met with another interesting guy, to put it lightly. Split Face. They tried to go with like a half and half style thing, where one side is gunmetal and one side is red. People say he looks like a cross between Explode and Thunder, but I don't know what these people are seeing. Just because he's red and gunmetal doesn't mean he's a cross between those guys. The only thing that even looks like either one of them is the head, which kind of, sort of, maybe looks like Thunder's. I just don't see the resemblance, and I think people are mistaken when they say that. Once again, this is a set where there's not much new going on. There's not many recolors. In fact, I only count 0. Well, no, the foot, I suppose. The gunmetal foot. And that new rounded knee guard, shoulder guard, whatever piece, which is in red, which is always good. But aside from that, that's the only recolor. The head's weird and asymmetrical, and I don't really like it. So he's a disappointment. But they tried to go with a theme here, and they pulled it off well. I just don't think it looks too good, but I can respect what they were going for. If you look closely on Surge's background, you can see he's paired up with Split Face in terms of who's fighting who. Then you have Toxic Reaper, who's just great. Let's put it that way. A bunch of trans lime green armor, a bunch of black tubes on the back that look like meltdowns, but shrunk down. An amazing head, which looks really evil, and then the Shadow Matoran feet, which break, which is a disappointment unless they remold those. And lime green fire coming out of his fists, which looks kind of weird, but very nice. And it looks like they put a lot of work into these guys. Of note are the fact that Jawblade Reaper and Thornracks are smaller and will either cost $7.99 or $9.99. Somewhere in between that. Just like Evo and Surge, which are smaller than the other three heroes, which cost $12.99 or a bit higher. I'm not sure. Then we have Jawblade, the final one, which is meant to represent a shark. People say he looks like Fangs. I don't understand why. I don't get all these comparisons people are making. He's a shark. Fangs was a dog or a hyena. The only thing I can see why people would say he looks like Fangs is the trans red back plate. And even then, it's like with Split Face. A color doesn't make a set. So I think he's pretty unique. That he's probably has the most unique design out of all of them, being a shark and whatnot. But at the same time, he's really boring. He does not have much going on. The head looks nice. I love the design of the tail, and he has fins all over. But aside from the recolored Furno blades and darker red, and possibly the recolored lower arms, though I can't see because he has it in a pose where you can't really tell. He has not much going on either. But, I suppose we'll see more once more pictures come out, which won't be for a bit. So, something else to note, Toxic Reaper is paired with Evo, and Jawblade's paired with Furno. I don't really know how that works with a fire hero going underwater to fight a shark. Yeah. So that's the villains. I'm happy with them, though I still can't get over how big of a letdown Black Phantom is. Just from the name, I expected a bit more, but after Witch Doctor, love him or hate him, Witch Doctor tried to be unique, and he had a really complicated design with a lot of nice parts. And now this comes along, and he's worse than Fire Lord, which everyone thought was bad, even though I personally liked Fire Lord. But hey, who knows? Fire Lord looked pretty bad too in the prelims, and then he turned out to be decent. Some people hated him, some people loved him. I kind of have mixed feelings about him. So hopefully they'll improve upon Black Phantom too before release, because right now there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. So that's 4.0. I can't call it 4.0 because it's not 4.0. But I'll just call it Series 4. That's how I'll refer to it from now on. I'll probably be making a bit more videos about these in the coming days, highlighting some stuff that I missed, or talking about it with friends of mine. But for now, these are my thoughts. I think it's not as good as Savage Planet, but it's better than the first series, and better than Ordeal of Fire, I think. Just because of the unique designs of the heroes and some of the villains. So those are my opinions on that. If there's any more pictures, which I doubt, pictures probably won't show up till December. But if any more info does come out, I'll be sure to make more update videos letting you know. So yeah, this was Blaziken 110 signing out. Please be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe if you like the video. I appreciate it very much, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.